Hello. Right now it is August 13th and it is 12:38 p.m. So this video is going to be about how these people are now trying very desperately to make a whole bunch of nothing look like something. And yeah, but before we get on to that, there's certain things that I have to make clear about and let everyone know about. My dad, the greedy framer, was crying out saying that, oh, Hassan is, so basically right now they were trying to claim that I was a drug addict sometime in my life. There hasn't been one instance of me ever buying street drugs ever in my life. For the past 10 years, I haven't even had a Schedule 5 substance like Robitussin syrup that's over the counter in the past 10 years. That's 1 decade of my life. Not even that. Not even a Schedule 5 substance. So, and when I did have the hyperactivity disorder medication that I used to take, I went over to my doctor myself when I aged out of it, and I let him know myself that, sir, I have aged out of this medication, so you could go ahead and take it out, put it in your computer system that it could cause dependency, and I do not wish to ever take this ever again. If I had 1% in me wanting to abuse drugs or misuse it or even use it, I would not have done that for myself for the rest of my life, where I'm no longer able to have any I can never have hyperactivity disorder medications ever again throughout my entire life. It's been put in the computer system by me through my doctor myself, clearly proving from facts and evidences that there isn't 1% in me wanting to take drugs or do anything of that sort of nature. If there was 1% in me wanting to do so, I would not have done that for myself for the rest of my life, because I know what's better for me and what's not. Well, my dad, the greedy framer, was claiming out of his extreme envy and greed and rage with anger that I am in the future going to be a drug addict or a bad person or this or that. And when people would tell him, like, how do you know this future? He would be like, I know better. I'm the father, and something like that. When in fact, truth be told, I have never even lived in the same country, not even in the same country ever in my life. Throughout my entire life, not even in the same country. Not even when I was overseas, I never even lived with him in the same country. I never talked to him on the phone. We only talked about once every 3 years or so, or at least like once every 5 years. If I did ever talk to him, it would only be for like 10 seconds, once every 5 years or so, and that was it. Which is why in 2025 I knew that he knew about my brain spot, which is why he was coming after me so desperately. And when I started ignoring him and his phone call, clearly telling him that, look, sir, my mother raised me to be a very respectful individual, but you're calling me every single day when in fact, in reality, you're not the kind of person who would call more than once every 5 years. And even that was to make sure that in case I got any money that you could get profit off of it. He got the message really quickly when I started ignoring his phone call, because he was calling every single day in 2025. So then the next day he tells law enforcement to start blackmailing me, basically with Disney World and things of that sort of nature, for blackmails for himself on my YouTube all day, night long, to try to harass me and say, oh, you're not talking to me, well, I'm narrating against you in the trial with law enforcement, sort of thing. Well, I didn't really care. And after June 28, 2025, last year, I won my case, and he was running after me like a psychopath. Oh, and he was saying, oh, I remember the day you were born, this and that. He wasn't even there the day I was born. My mother told me, she's like, he wasn't even there the day you were born. He never cared about you ever in your entire life. And so on February 2nd, when he desperately called me, as soon as I hung up the phone, I quickly typed up in my journal, writing in there very quickly that my dad, the greedy framer, basically this psychopath is going to call the court right away, even though he was sweet talking to me the entire time on February 2nd. He was going to call the courts right away on February 2nd, claiming that that I'm a very bad person, this and that, I could do bad things and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And even though the entire conversation on February 2nd, he was trying to sweet talk me the entire time. How did I know this? Because he wanted me to give him illegal assurances of money, in exchange for him not harassing me anymore. I wanted him to tell me himself without me asking how much money he wanted. He didn't tell me, and obviously I'm not stupid enough to give anyone any illegal assurance of money. I wanted him to say, which he did say on the night of February 17th at 3:02 a.m., exactly how many millions of euros he wanted from me. 8.9 million euros, all these demands that he had. The funny thing is the demands would come with like mansions in places like London. He's not allowed to go there. He's blacklisted. His visa is banned in England or the US. He cannot go to either one of these countries. So I don't know why these blackmail price tags are for England and the US. They're pretty hilarious in my opinion. I have to say so. So basically, yeah, the man who was claiming about me that, oh, he's going to be a drug addict in the future. I know it because I know the future. Well, and then they would ask him, like, how do you know the future? And he'd be like, I'm the father, even though I have never lived with him, ever in my life, not even in the same country, ever in my life. And my mother tells me, she's like, he wasn't even there the day where you were born either. Even the day you were born, he wasn't there. He was never there for you. Even when you were a child, even when you couldn't talk, he was never there for you. So yeah, that is the truth, and there is the reality. Well, anyways, the thing I had to really say about this, they're trying to make a whole bunch of nothing look like something before it starts. The thing I had to say was, unlike my dad, the greedy framer, I cannot tell the future about him. I don't know what he's going to do in the future, what he's going to be like in the future, but I can tell you what he's like right now. Today is August 13th. And right now it is 12:45 p.m. So this is only literally almost 2 hours ago. August 13th, only 2 hours ago, 10:46 a.m. Okay, right now it's 12:45 p.m. Yeah, 12:40. This is the time right now, 12:45 p.m. right now. Okay, and this was sent to me on a little while ago, 2 hours ago, almost exactly. Okay, August 13th. Look at that. You know what he's saying in there? The father tells the son, he says, look, I've got something for you right over there. What is he trying to say? And then what does he show? He shows him a woman standing over there. He's basically saying that I'm going to find you a woman from my in-laws for you to commit incest with. In this Empower commercial, that's what my dad, the Greedy Framer, is trying to say. This is 2 hours ago. He's trying to say that I'm going to find you a woman to commit incest with, to sleep with, to have sex with, from my in-laws, for you to have sex with, for you to sleep with, from my in-laws. I'm going to find a woman. This is what my dad, the Greedy Framer, is saying through law enforcement. Only 2 hours ago. Literally 2 hours ago. He's saying, I'm going to find you a woman to commit incest with, to sleep with from my in-laws. And you're going to like her, is basically what he's saying. This is drug addictive behavior. Sorry. This is addictive behavior. You have to remember, addiction is a behavior pattern. And it basically shows from an obsession with either sex or an obsession with money. And this man is a psychopath who is obsessed with both sex and money. He should shave off that 5-foot-long beard, by the way. But he is basically saying only about 2 hours ago, today's August 13th, and this is only about 2 hours ago at 12:45 a.m. Right now is about 12:45 p.m. right now, only about 2 hours ago. It's the afternoon time right now. This is from the morning time. He's basically saying through law enforcement, I'm going to find you a woman from my in-laws for you to sleep with. This is what this disgusting man is saying. You have to remember that he was saying about me that I'm going to be a drug addict in the future, I'm going to be a bad person in the future, only to enviously and angrily, in his rage, get revenge from me for not giving him any of my brain savant money before I could even get it. He was trying to get all his revenge from me from before, and now that he sees that my brain savant getting freed is inevitable, his addictive behavior pattern comes right out. I don't know about the future. Unlike him, I can't tell the future, but I could tell you in the present sense, this man's behavior is showing an addictive behavior pattern all over. He's obsessed with sex. He's obsessed with money. And he's basically saying, I'm going to find you a woman from my in-laws for you to commit incest with. This is how obsessed he is with money. He wants that brain savant money at any cost possible. He's basically saying with this commercial from this morning, he's saying, I'm gonna find you a woman for you to commit incest with from my in-laws in exchange for illegal assurances of money. This is how obsessed he is with money. Now, he was claiming about me that he knows about the future. He's going to be a drug addict in the future. Why? Because they overanalyzed everything from even when I was overseas, and they found out that that I have no history of any drug use. I have never bought any street drugs ever in my life. Never once bought street drugs in my life. Okay? And this man right here, his addiction behavior pattern is being shown very clearly. He's obsessed with money. He's obsessed with sex. And he's trying to say that if you give me illegal assurance of money, well, before your brain savant gets freed, I'm going to find you a woman from my in-laws for you to go sleep with. This is the psychopath that he is with his 5-foot-long beard. This is what he's trying to say. So I don't know about the future. I can't tell the future. Unlike him, I don't know anything about the future, but I could tell you the present. In the present term, this psychopath, my dad, the degree framer, this sociopath, he has the most addictive behavior pattern I've ever seen in anyone in my life. He is obsessed with money. Now that he sees that my brain savant's about to get freed, he was arguing on July 7th. No, he can't do it. He won't be able to do it. He can't use his brain savant. And July 9th, when the June 24th brain savant test came out, just last month, they're from 2 months ago, the June 24th brain savant test result was overanalyzed. July 9th, he blackmailed me with price tags of millions of euros 15 times in 1 day's time tiered. Between July 9th and July 10th, he sent me blackmail price tags for millions of euros at least 15 times between July 9th and July 10th. And on July 7th, he was saying he can't do it. He's brain savant. He cannot do it. Well, in 2 days, he became a firm believer. And right now, he is ruining his reputation in order to get illegal assurances of money from me, which he's not going to get a single penny of, by the way. I'm not interested in any of his in-laws. They're all ugly ducklings, and even if they weren't, I wouldn't be interested in them to begin with. They don't look anything like that, and I know exactly what he's trying to say, but the fact of the matter is, now his behavior pattern shows. Now it really shows how much he didn't believe in artificial intelligence and how much he really thought I was psychic. Because really, I would have to be psychic in order to know what the artificial intelligence report on my brain savant said without anyone telling me. Clearly, when I say something like my brain savant powers increase over time and no one even hints at that, then obviously I would have to be telling the truth, unless if I was psychic. And he was basically claiming that I was psychic, due to which my brain savant didn't exist, only due to extreme envy and anger and jealousy, so that to take away the spotlight from me and my brain savant, put it on himself instead. Like, I know everything. Well, right now, he's ruining his reputation by sending me these ads from only 2 hours ago, where he's basically saying, only from 2 hours ago, okay, this right now, it is 12:52 p.m. It is August the 13th and 12:52 p.m. And this is only from 2 hours ago. There you go. It says right over there, it shows you right there. And what he's basically saying is, I'm going to find you a woman from my in-laws for you to sleep with. And it's the Empower commercial. And that's basically what this sociopath is basically saying. So the thing that he has to understand is, I don't know the future. I don't know anything about anyone's future or what they're going to do or not do in the future. But right now, this man is showing extreme addictive behavior patterns where he's obsessed with money, and he's fully believing in my brain savant right now. Clearly proven from facts and evidences, he fully believed in it from before. From the start, the only thing was he wanted to get revenge from me before my brain savant would get freed by ruining my reputation, humiliating and degrading me, making fun of me, saying terrible, degrading and humiliating things about me so that he could get revenge from me before my brain savant would even get freed, so that he knew that he didn't deserve a single penny of that money, so that before it would even get freed, he could get all the revenge he could from me from even before. And now that he knows that my brain savant would get freed anyways, he's the firmest believer in my brain savant out of anyone. He's willing to ruin his reputation and his 5-foot-long beard that he's grown as a symbol of being religious throughout his life, and by saying that I'm going to get you a woman from my in-laws. So if you don't believe me, just ask law enforcement, because they put this ad on there. So he told them that tell him that I'm going to find him a woman from my in-laws for him to commit incest with, in exchange for illegal assurances of money. This is an very addictive behavior pattern, and this is from recently. This is from today, only 2 hours ago. This is from right now. I don't know anything about the future, unlike him. But right now, I can tell you, this man is obsessed with money, and he's willing to ruin his reputation in exchange for it, where he's selling people from his own in-laws after he already tried to sell his own sisters for the same thing. And he's basically saying, I'm going to get you a woman from my in-laws in order for you to commit incest with, in exchange for illegal assurances of money. This is how obsessed he is with my brain savant money, and how much he really was believing in artificial intelligence from the start, only saying no, he can't do it to try to get revenge from me by taking the spotlight away from my brain savant and trying to get revenge from me before my brain savant would even get freed, knowing that I obviously ignored his phone calls in 2025 because of the fact that we only talk once every 5 years. So why are you calling me every day now? Only because you know about my brain savant, obviously, and now we see it out in the open. He's telling me that he's going to find a woman for me from his in-laws for me to sleep with in exchange for illegal assurances of money. This is how much he believes in my brain savant, that he's willing to ruin his reputation and his 5-foot-long beard that he's grown as a symbol of being religious in exchange for these illegal assurances of money. This is how much obsessed and how much of a drug addictive behavior pattern this sociopath, my dad, the greedy framer, has. Now, this isn't, so this is just from today, 2 hours ago. But let me tell you something. This has been going on for a very long time, and the sociopath just won't let it go. This is August the 11th. So this is 2 days ago, 3:11 p.m. Same commercial, same exact thing. Okay. Yeah. And then August the 11th, 3 minutes before midnight, August the 11th, 3 minutes before midnight, Aunt May, it says, why does Aunt May keep getting younger, is what it says on there. This man, he's selling his own sisters, who don't look anything like that, by the way, but he's a sociopath is what he is. This is August the 12th. This is what you call an addictive behavior pattern, where he's obsessed with money. This is not from the future. I don't know anything about the future, but in the present terms, he has more addictive behavior patterns. Same commercial. So this is from yesterday, 1:41 p.m., and I already called him out for what he was trying to do, and he's still trying to do it. The sociopath is still trying to do it in exchange for illegal assurances of money. And you know this is about money because this is from yesterday in the afternoon, August 12th at 2:04 p.m. And what is this? MoneyGram. He's basically saying, I want money. Are you going to transfer me money for these illegal assurances of incest? And he's been trying to do this for a very long time. Okay, this has already been tried on February 11th at 3:17 a.m. He was told that putting a porn star's picture with your sister Farah's name on it. Look, Sunny Leone is a porn star. Farah Khan is his sister. Farah is his sister's name, is an open advertisement for incest. That is a pornographic actress that he's put with his sister's name on it. This is the level of greed that this disgusting man has. And then this was already marked as open advertisement for incest with his sisters, and he was still using it on July 21st, which is last month. So, and yeah, the entire day of March 12th, Star Wars. Why? Because in the morning on March 12th at 11:36 a.m., he used this to accidentally ask me if I was willing to sleep with his wife or not, who's very ugly, old, disgusting looking with these big beaver teeth. Oh my God, so disgusting. In exchange, well, not in exchange for illegal insurance money. She's way too ugly. I don't think anyone would pay for that. That is filthy. So it has to be his disgusting sexual perversions. The man with his 5 foot long beard really needs to get some serious mental illness help, is what I really think about him. So basically, yes. Yeah. So right now, the thing I have to really talk about is how they're trying to make a whole bunch of something, nothing look like a whole bunch of something. And the thing that I have to really talk about is the fact that, first of all, that there has been no crimes that I have ever committed my entire life. Okay, nothing, not one thing whatsoever. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So basically, what the thing that the courts and everyone has to realize is the fact that they're just drugging me. Okay, just give me 1 second. So the thing that the courts and everyone has to realize is basically the fact that that there was no crime that was ever committed by me or by anyone around me ever in my entire life. So, yeah. And so the thing about it is, I'm going to have to take a break and then I'm going to make another video. So this one just became a video about my dad, the greedy framer, and his addictive behavior pattern.